Oh, it is 2 o'clock on the dot, 1400 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Lion Flood here. I am excited to be bringing you some of that information. For those who do not know me, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am your virtual image consultant, video content coach, whatever you want to call it. My main job is to make you look more professional, sound more professional, and perform more professional on camera. Do you have anxiety? Do you not know what type of lighting to use? Do you not know what type of microphone? What ways can we overcome some of that stress? Well, that's what we're here for today. So I'm excited about it. Really quick housekeeping because I love interactive sessions. So I want you involved. This is not just me talking for an entire hour and telling you all of the things I do. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background, but we're going to get into that as well. But if you have a question, I think I put it in the chat, but put it in there just like this: Q with a colon, and then write your question. So, what that does is it gives my system the opportunity to separate the questions from the comments, right? So that way I am not missing out on any potential questions and not getting it mixed in with the comments and so forth. Okay. So question, Q, then your Q, then Q with the colon, then your question. All right. So this is me with VCA Academy, the art of going live, and I'm going to teach you some of the habits and some of the great things to help you out. Now, before we get started, do me a favor. Put in the chat where you're watching from, where you coming in from. I'm excited to know about that, to see where people are coming from around the world, in the States, wherever you're at. Put that in the chat for me right there. I want to see a little bit more about that. What is this here? I'm trying out some new features here as well. So, kind of bear along with me here. I just saw something new here. So, I am starting today's session off on purpose doing something, and you will see what that means here in just a moment. So, but lights, camera, action is what we're going to be talking about. Lights, how to set up some cameras, and how to put it all together to create that action. But I want you to notice something here. I'm going to show you right about here. If you can look and see these little purplish kind of accent lights, those are done on purpose. And I control those. And when I get into lights, I will show you a little bit more about that. But I also wanted to show you this type of look here. I have my lights off and I'm using natural lighting currently. I don't normally do that, but I wanted to show you the difference on how it's going to look when I actually put my lights on and when I talk to you about lights. So let's take a look at that really quick and get those on. So there's step one. That's one of my lights. You can still see the accent lights there, okay? And then step two is my full lights, all right? So now you can see the difference from a second ago to now. Lights are absolutely important. They are pretty much the number one important item that I refer to, along with your audio, your microphones, okay? So we will get into that there as well. So let's jump into really quick a little bit about who I am and why you should listen to me, because that's one of my things I often say when I go to an event, a seminar, is why should I listen to this coach, this speaker, this presenter who's telling me all the things I should do if I don't know what you have done, right? I'm going to breeze through this really quick because we don't want to go through the whole entire history. All right. So I am an alum of Full Sail University. Let's get that up there. Which is an arts graduate school, and I went primarily for film and television. That's where I learned all the graphic stuff that you see here a little bit. I have been myself in, I think the last count was 5 or 6 major television films or films, movie theater or movies in the theaters and so forth. Extras, I haven't had that major role. I've been in extras. I've been hosting television shows, part of it behind the scenes, behind the camera, so I really know a lot about that. As you can see, I've also been on television a few times. Good Morning Television's CW Network, Fox as well, national television. I even been on international. I found out fairly recently that one of the performances I did was put into Taiwan or something like that as well. So my why of why I do it is my son and my family and my wife. Okay, he's 10 now. This picture's a little bit older, but I still love it because it's a moment that we had when I was telling him, I took him to one of those things where kids could try out for careers. It's him in his doctor uniform, and he's telling me about, or I'm telling him rather, about what he should do with the baby. And he kind of looks at me, he goes, Dad, she's not real. I was like, oh, he's lost that wonder. He's lost it. I don't know how to get it back for him. But there's my family. There's my wife, my sons, grandkid. We've got 7 grandkids. So y'all know why I'm charging what I charge now, right? So you get that free information here. Let's take a look here and see. Here I am speaking. Been on many stages. CW Network as well, as we referred to earlier. Hosting television shows, as I kind of talked to. Been on television shows. Hosted TV shows in Vegas. To kind of go through it, and then podcasts and major podcasts in Vegas as well, and just kind of brushing through some of these. NBC Nightly News, we've been featured on the Today Show as well, and interviewed on those, and there I go hosting again, right? So those are just a couple of reasons why you should listen to moi if you're interested in learning how to get more comfortable on camera. A lot of people have different reasons of why. Type in the chat maybe why you're afraid to be on camera. What's one of the things that's stopping you? Is it because you don't like the sound of your voice? Is it because you are afraid of something that may happen? We will get to it. So let's jump straight into the training and the learning. I want you to learn. You need to learn. All right. So we're going to be dealing with this. Here, let me get that up. Where's my cam? Oh, my cam. That's not the one. Let's get it. Yeah, we'll use that one there. Perfect. So I want to be on screen so you all can see moi as well. Put me up here in this corner. Introducing Go Live. You need to show up and show out. What does that mean? You get that one impression to make the people see what you want to accomplish when you're on screen, right? So we need to make sure that you get there, because I am here to give the people what you need, not what you want. Everybody wants something different. You need to have these things in place in order to look good, in order to be at the top of your game. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to ensure that you get to spice up your live life. Not your love life, but just live life. That's a different show. If you're trying to do that, you can go down there. But you're doing that with me, Lion Flood, here, and we're going to be talking about a few things. But it's not as easy as it looks. We're going to be dealing with quality lighting, as we kind of said before, talking about camera placement, and then backgrounds, right? Those are some important things that you need. I am going to tell you right away, and I think I have it on one of these here, but I'm going to tell you right away. If you are still using virtual backgrounds, you need to stop. I'm not even suggesting it. I'm telling you, you either need to stop or you need to improve your virtual background, because that impression that you are using goes onto your viewers, and then you are going to ask them for money, and they're going to say, wait a second, but yours didn't look as good, but you're asking us for money and to teach us how to have our backgrounds look that way. So at the end, I'm going to throw in a little bonus content so you guys can take that away as well. But before we do that, let's jump into lighting and setup, right? And your camera setup. Effective lighting, what does that look like? So let me tell you what most people have, and it's probably the same. Most people are probably using the ring light. Get rid of it. Go put it on Facebook Marketplace, offer up, sell it, donate it, get rid of it. It is the worst thing that you can absolutely use. Even if you're using one of those uh, ones that you put the phone in the middle. Hey, do what you do, but I'm talking about teaching you how to look professional. And ring lights are not it, right? They distort. They don't put balance to your face. It does not give that effective stuff. So let's talk about 3 point light setup. What does that mean? That you need to have three lights at least so that people can see that and see your face. When we put that back there, what's going on? Oh, there it is. All right. So I was doing another workshop and I set that up. There we go. I love it. Okay. So 3 point light setup. What does that look like? You want to ensure that you have good lighting conditions, right? Natural light is often the best. Kind of like I showed you at the very beginning, I was using natural light. But you also want to make sure that you are cognizance of that light because you could start at 12 noon, for example, and that light could be right here on your face. And by 12:45, if you're still going, that sun natural light has moved here. And what does that do? Now that shade is dark and the light is now bright on this side. So just be conscious of that. Make sure that the sun and the natural light is going to kind of stay in the one position. If you are using natural light, do me a favor. Stop using it with the sun at your back coming into the camera. It darkens it, it makes it horrible. You do not want that to be shading you. Your visuals, everything starts to go dark and black. Make sure it's either coming from the front, you're sitting in front of a window, and that natural light is coming into you this way, or maybe even from the sides, whichever side of your window. But do not have it behind you. If you've got sunlight behind you and you can't adjust that, put a cover up, put a sheet, put something to block it, to dim it, so it's not as tough. Okay. And then please stop me at any point. I do not want to talk for just 30, 40 minutes and maybe you got a question. Jump in. I want you to be able to see that. Okay. So 3 point lighting. How does it work? The yellow dot is you, right? What you want to do is you want to have two lights to your side. And I will show you an example of my setup, or one I used in the past. Well, I still use it, but it's an old setup on my desk. But you're going to have a fill light, you're going to have a key light, and then you're going to have a backlight. And I showed you the backlight earlier, but I will pull it up so you can see that as well. Uh, the fill light is going to be on one side, the key light on the other, and I'm also going to show you the percentages of power that you should want to do. You never want to have your lights on full power. Uh, I say never. There's never a never, but never. Right. So take a look at this right here so you can see kind of the percentages of the lights that they're supposed to be. So key light, you want to have it at a 45-degree angle. Why? Because that's going to shine down on you like this, especially if you are using glasses or something that can reflect off of your monitor. I also have a video and I talk about how to get those reflections out of your glasses as well. Fill light 50 to 75%. You want that at kind of like at a medium intensity, and then your backlight low intensity. But you got to use diffusion because again, you don't want that light coming up high and then bam, right? I will show you my diffusers in just a second, and you can easily pick one up. But this is an example of your key lights, and if you look up in the right corner, you can kind of see how that looks if you're looking up towards where the camera circle is, right? You want that right there, and you want your camera centered and at a different position. So let's kind of share that as well. But before we do that, let's me jump into how that actually looks, and I'll show you an example of my lights. So here's an example of one of my backlights. So this is just to give that ambiance of that glowing kind of thing. It's a hue light. I love it. It has a diffuser on it and it's soft, and there's no heat. Another great thing as well. So that is focusing. Now you can see it a little bit more prominent when I push it there, but it's down here and it just gives a nice little, attitude adjustment to the vibe of your workflow. Okay. So you want to be able to have something just like this right here, right? You can position it different places. The backlight on the picture is up. That's perfect if it works for you. Right? Do what works for you. I like mine down here so that it reflects onto the color. Also, another great thing about mine as well is it has the ability to change colors. Let's watch and see. I can turn it off, and then when I want it to come back on, Now it's a little greenish, right? Oh, look at that there. So now watch as I set it back up, and then let's see, get it back in the right position. Okay, let's turn that off, and then now watch the little areas over here. Okay, right now it's a little greenish, right? So if we wanted to change colors again, there we go, right? And I want to get it back to the purplish kind of style, but I'll do that later. All right, so that's an example of my backlight. Let's talk about the fill light. Here's my suggestion to you. You need to grab yourself something like this. They have several different options. This is an Elgato key light. So now I'm not affiliated with an Elgato. Hint, hint, Elgato. So, but this is the one I started with. I now use the bigger ones on my desk, and you can get one of these, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's on your desk. Okay, but great thing about this is it already has a soft diffuser for your light, and it's, you can hear it's kind of like a vinyl kind of thing, but it softens the light so it's not harsh on your face when you're doing this. Okay, Elgato key light, very easy, sits on your desk, and I'll show you what that looks like here. So take a look. Okay, so what you're seeing there is someone using two of them, and that's just kind of reference what we talk about with the three light system. Their webcam is in the center, and they have one. Well, actually, two. Well, have one at a different angle, and then the other one they have higher. Where the key light, their fill light, and then they more than likely have a backlight. Okay, so that's an example of how that looks. Get it? Got it? Questions? All right. Wait, preguntas después, let me know. All right. I'm working to slow down. I love asking questions afterwards of how I can improve. People say sometimes I get a little too excited and I get going. So I'm slowing it down. Ask me some questions. That helps me slow down as well. All right. Okay. So we've talked about light. We've talked about the feel of the light. We've shown you where to position your light, the angles, the intensity, um, how strong it should be, what type of lights and brands. There's several of them out there. You can get whatever works for you. I enjoy the lights here as they sit on my desk. Easy to move, easy to adjust if I need anything like that. Okay. So that's a couple of examples of those right there. So let's get into the next section, camera position. What are we talking about? Well, your camera position needs to be at a particular angle as well. Approximately 3 to 6 feet in front of you. I highly suggest you to stop using your webcam. You're trying to look professional. Hey, webcams have gotten better and they do look great. But if you're still using your webcam, there's a few adjustments you can make and that will help you out. But invest, especially if you're going to be speaking and talking a lot more inside seminars and webinars, whatever. You need to look your best, especially if you're going to be telling people they need to work with you, right? So that absolutely helps out. Camera placement, where do we want to place our camera at? You want to position the camera at about eye level, maybe slightly above, and the angle generally most flattering, and it creates a more engaging connection with your audience. Let me show you what I'm referring to. Okay, so here is a picture of sort of how my old setup was. I still kind of use this as I was referring to as well. If you look at one of the the lights, you will see that it is at an angle. Okay, and then the other light is more flattering towards the face, and the other one is coming down. Okay, and like an angle. So that's kind of how you can see. So one light is focused more on like the cheeks. One light's more focused to come down towards the eyes and so forth, like that. My camera, I still use my trusty Sony, is centered over my monitor and it's coming down at an angle. That's one of the best things that it helps for some people who may be worried about what the cheeks or anything like that. It helps if you angle your camera down just a little bit so that you're able to then get the most flattering look and your light. So I have a light right here, keep staying in a circle, and then I have a light right over there. Okay, and they both angle down. Same kind of setup. I only use 2 monitors now instead of 3, but very similar setup. Okay. All right. Any questions? Any preguntas? Después? Any concerns? Any questions? All right. So let's keep moving. Remember, if you have a question, please put a Q colon then your question in there so I can ensure that we get to it. I am so excited about that. There. All right. So let's take a look and see. I just thought I heard a question come up. Nope. Do I see? Nope. Okay, cool. I thought saw a question pop up. All right. So now let's get into backgrounds. Very, 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 very important. Backgrounds. Take a look at this here. And you kind of look at this background. I'll explain a little bit more of it to you, right? But you want to choose a clean and unclouded background. I am going to change this, and I haven't done it yet, but I am going to. That does not distract from the presenter. I say consider using a virtual background if your surroundings are not ideal, right? Yes, consider using a background, a virtual, but do it correctly. Virtual backgrounds are finicky if you do not have the right lighting, which I talked to you about the 3-point lighting, so that way you're not going invisible like the Patrick Swayze and dipping in and out. Okay, make sure you use the correct lighting. Take a look at this background. It is ideal. They have 3 pictures and a clock, and they have the camera set up about 3 feet in front of them and a monitor to look at it. Simple, elegant, and effective, right? You don't need all of that stuff. I'm going to show you some of the coolest things right now about backgrounds if you have any questions, anything like that. And this is one of the things that we teach inside of our program. All right, so let's take a look at this. Most people I usually ask when they say this, they go, well, you talk about not having a virtual background, but yet still you do. And I tell them, no, I don't, but that's what it looks like. My background is actually real. I'm not sitting on an island, but take a look at this right here. It is a canvas, right? Physical item, right? But it makes the entire look and feel of my video program or my video content look different. I want to show you one of my past clients and her background, and I want you to take a look at this when you first look at her when she comes up. What do your eyes go to? Please take a moment and look and see. Am I getting more questions? Okay, so take a look at that right there. As you're looking at her background, your eyes go where? They go directly to her face, right? Yeah, because before people will be looking at her background and their eyes would just go everywhere. But now the keyboard is there and everything that looks very just simple. And then she's placed into the center and the books are behind her. But guess what? Those books are not real. That is a canvas like mine. So we got that for her, and I felt better for her personality and what she does. And now, look, it looks simple and real, okay? But it's not. So think about investing in something like that to improve your space, your background. 2 thumbtacks, put it on the wall behind me, boop, and it's there. I'll also show you another view of that here in just a second when we're referencing this backgrounds, okay? So with this, I also I'll show you that again so you can kind of see it with me up here as I explain it, right? So those books, everything back there, none of that is real. It is a canvas. It's however they put it on there, painted, ironed on, whatever it is, that's what's back there, all right? And let me just put in here, don't forget to put the Q, oops, let me put that. Q and then the colon, then the questions. All right, so there we go. Oh yeah, that's right. I could have just did that and looked as well. Oops, there we go. All right, so I'm testing a couple of new things out here as well for everyone. Just got it. Perfect. All right, so look at my background, another version of my background as well. So you can see none of this is virtual. that is the background that's underneath this canvas. I use that occasionally. And all I do is take the thumbtacks out and then drop down for the wood. Those pictures are real, okay, but it just gives another feel and ambiance to the VCA Academy. Not a virtual background. And if you're looking to learn how to do more of this, we do have this inside of our course. Right. Next, body language. Body yaddy, adi yaddy, adi yaddy, adi adi. Body language and expressiveness. Why do I say that? Because if you just sit there, you're boring. People want to see something. They want to see some movement. They want to see, whatever it is that you're going through. They need to see that. They want to be able to enjoy those kind of things with you. Okay? So I'm gonna give you a couple of examples, of course, so you can see this. Eye contact is so important. I'm gonna show you a video here, and again, when you see the video, notice where the person's eyes are. Okay, you want to look directly into the camera lens to create the impression of making eye contact. Even though we're virtual, people still want to feel connected to you. Eyes are the windows to the soul. They build trust. All of that. They want to make sure that they can see you. Okay, with your audience, avoid constantly checking your cell phone screen if you're looking at your cell phone screen. But here's the mistake that most people make. And let me come back full screen because I need to show you this. This is what most people end up doing because your face, as your audience members or your audience member's face, is on a monitor. My monitor is right here. Here's what happens. Hi, yes, I'm talking to you. I'm telling you about my program. I'm telling you how I can coach you. I'm telling you all this good stuff, but I'm not giving you any eye contact. Right? I'm looking at the screen, but now when I come look at my camera, now you feel like I'm talking to you. Now you feel like, oh, okay, yes. I don't want to keep looking at myself on the monitor as I'm recording. That's why people have the separate different ones. I am a big proponent of teleprompters. We teach you how to use a teleprompter, why you should use it, when you should use it, all of that, when you're doing your content creation. Okay, so don't do this. Don't talk like that. Bring it here. Look the person straight in the eye so they can understand you're being authentic, you're being real, and all of that good stuff. Okay, make sure you continue looking them inside the eye. All right, now here's a teleprompter. Most people say, well, I don't have a DSLR camera to put a teleprompter on. It's okay. I've had a couple of students use this next item I'm about to show you for their webcam on their laptop or their desktop. Okay. I don't ideally suggest it. I suggest investing into an actual teleprompter. But again, if you don't have a DSLR, this will work until you get there. Okay. So they have teleprompters that fit right on your system now. Why is that? There we go. That fits right onto your system so that you can ensure that you're either being able to read the text that you put into there so you can be given a speech or whatever content creation, or you're still able to see yourself inside of the camera. Right? Now, I'm going to show you two different situations right now using the same video content. One is the picture of it, and then the second will be the video of it. So, as we look here, we can see that the eyes are on the screen, right? And you see me looking directly into the camera, which means I'm looking directly at him. He is looking at me, but he's looking at me on his monitor, if that makes sense. He's not looking into his camera. He's looking into his monitor. So as he speaks to me, and you will see this in the video here, there is not that connection. And when people don't do that, then maybe let's say they're asking for you to sign up for something. Why? I don't feel connected. I don't feel like you're really into it for me. Doesn't mean that that's the case, but that's how most people are feeling, and you just don't know it. Then you ask yourself, why aren't they signing up for me with me? Why are my conversion rates low? Because you don't seem like you're as professional to ask someone for, whatever you're charging for your course, your coaching, or something like that, right? All right, so let's take a look at the actual video now. Watch this. Now, I deliberately kept the sound off because I wanted you to focus directly just on where he's at. So, as he's speaking, again, you can see how he's looking at the camera, and in his mind, his brain, he's talking to me because he's talking to my face, but he's not actually talking to me. It doesn't feel like he's talking to me, right? So, very important. You may not notice, but many deals have been lost. And when we do that, we will ask people, why, hey, thank you for that thumbs up. Appreciate it. We will ask people, um, why. Thank you, Hounds of Business. Big shout out to Hounds of Business. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you about this. This is the group I talk to you about often, about the positivity, the cohesiveness of people inside the group, looking for a positive group. And make sure you put a link or something, or however long people can find it in there as well. But this is the group I tell you about when I talk about the cohesiveness and people helping out. Okay. Um, oh, you are at the top of the right on the screen. Yeah, I'm up here. I'm up here, and then I'm near. Yes. So this is a video of me explaining why eye contact is so important of looking inside the camera. All right. So make sure you take that into account because many deals are lost. And when surveys are done and we do market research, we find out people say, well, I just don't feel like they're connected with me, right? Eye contact. Okay. So now let's keep that going into eye position. Here is a meeting where we're referencing and some people are looking at the person speaking on the screen. Okay. This is just a regular meeting. And I'm going to show you the next one of people whom I've worked with and watch the difference. Okay. Everyone's looking down, not making eye contact, except me looking straight ahead. Okay. Now look at this one. Here we are again, where people are now looking directly into the camera so people can see it and understand that they're making contact with the person who's speaking, right? They get to be able to see that kind of stuff right there, right? Very, very important. Hey, sincerely appreciate that, man. Thanks for all you do. Yes, I appreciate that. We're working to get that uh, up higher. And actually, you know what up, Kevin? How's it going? Yes, 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 man. I appreciate that. Hey, let me ask you guys a question as well, and everyone else who's watching this here and everywhere else as well. Do me a favor. Tell me, answer this question for me right here. Which platform do you stream on the most? One, YouTube. Two, Facebook. Three, LinkedIn. Four, Instagram. Just put number one, two, or three, or four in there. You don't type in the name. Just put one, two, three, or four so I can see how this works. It's a new platform that I am now testing out. Three, okay, we got 100% at three right now. I see that LinkedIn. And then, so this is now three and then one. Okay, so let's see here. Do me a favor with that three, then one. Yes, there we go. Just type in one. Let's see how they go. And then type in one now, right? Put them in separate so I can see exactly how that looks when that comes up, right? There we go. So, okay, so now, yes, going in separate. So, this is a live interactive poll. And what happens is, as people are now answering the questions, guess what? It shows up live. So, once we get tons more people, this poll will fluctuate even more, which makes it more interactive because now people get to see the poll as it is live. And then that works out extremely well. Thank you. Hey, appreciate that. I'm going to show you another one as well. Let me jump really quick off that. So here's a really cool one as well that I want to see if you guys can help me with as well, just really quick. Can you all type in the chat where you are from? I want to see how this one works. Thank you so much, Hans. Yes, absolutely. Type in the chat where you're from, around the world, wherever you're at. I want to see how well this one comes into play also. That would be very helpful. Louisville. Ah, there it goes. It popped up. That was absolutely quick. Hounds of Business, Louisville, Kentucky. That's so cool. And then, you know what? Let's see, Kevin, where are you from? I know where you're from, but let's tell the chat where you from. Milky Way. No, really, really. Put where you're from for real. I want to see if it shows up. Just the country. You don't got to put direct location or anything like that. South of France, Nice. Oh, look at that. Wait, what happened? Okay, so we've got Hounds of Business, Paris, France. No, New Jersey. Okay, so why you put that? But France. Okay, that's very cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let me help me with that too as well. But can you imagine how interactive that would be when you first come into a meeting and then you tell people, put in the chat where you're from, and as they do that, um, and then Paris is not of France. No. Oh, okay. Paris is not in France. All right. But can you imagine how interactive that would be as people start to see that there? So, all right. So there's a couple more I would do as well. But let's see here. Siberia. Oh, let me go back. Siberia. Yeah, let's take a look and see. So where is Siberia? There we go. So it's Siberia is in Georgia. Tbilisi in Georgia, I guess. And then what's over here? Paris. Ah, look at that. That is crazy cool, right? I love it. I love it. Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right. So really quick, let me jump back into this here. I get distracted. That's that ADHD brain. Paris is not. Oh, and then watch this. I will put that onto the screen here. That was Ollie last time. But let's see. Kevin says Paris is not France. Nope. Like NYC is not the US or London is not the UK. It's something else entirely. All right. I will take your word for it. I have no idea what that means, but I love it though. I love it. So we're getting down to the location thing. So, all right. And then, hey, you know what? Since I'm on this and I'm going to jump right back into that as well, let's get into this here really quick. I want to ask you, what scares you the most about streaming? If you're going live or anything, type in maybe one or two words or something. What scares you the most about streaming, right? Is it your voice? Is it being in front of the camera? Is it messing up or anything? Love your map. All right, cool. Appreciate that much. Thank you, super cool. How do we use it? I'm glad you asked that. I will be doing that in another class, teaching people and showing people how to use it. And believe me, it's absolutely easy. You can use it with your own system. There's no specific system that you have to use it with. Use it in Zoom, in YouTube, any of those things like that. So, yes, you can use it through any of those right there. All right. So, really quick, let me finish this last little bit up right here so we can do this. So we were talking about eye contact. Very good. I'm going to kind of stream through some of these. One of the things that I often talk to people about when they're first starting is doing something very similar, just like this, right? Taking a post-it note, putting it on where you need to look at. So now when you force your brain to look there, do not look at the screen, look there, right? Very, very important, because a lot of times when people are looking at a laptop, they're doing this and they're looking down and people can see your nose hairs. You don't want that, right? Right here, right? This is my camera. Look there. Got the little thing. Look there. Facial gestures, absolutely important. Look at this hair. She's over exaggerating, but her expressiveness is something that you need to do. You don't want people to think that you're bored. You don't want to sit there and just talk directly like this, Bueller, right? You want to use facial expression and you want to make sure you put them all together. Here's a video of someone. Gotta trim the nose hairs. Yes, people notice that stuff. I'm telling you, when we do market research and ask these questions in the surveys, people, if they could be joking and say that, but they do say that kind of stuff as well. Take a look at this video here really quick and watch her face as she goes and talks. She's trying to put herself on a phone to be able to speak, but look how she's looking down, right? She's not looking into the camera. If no one ever tells you, you think you're doing it correctly, but this is the result. What happens? Video yourself, then send it to 5 friends and ask them to give you some constructive criticism on that video and tell them to be honest with you, okay? You will see things like this. Someone will say, you're not looking at me, you're looking down, you have a phone. Just kind of a little small thing that I want people to really, really, really pay attention to. Voice and verbal skills. Very important. You notice how I fluctuate my voice up and down like that. I'm very straight to the point, but you want to enunciate your words and speak at a moderate pace. Again, something I still work at myself occasionally because I do get excited. Avoid mumbling, speaking too quickly, and can make things difficult for viewers to understand you. You want to fluctuate your wordings, even if you get excited about something. I'm talking about a subject and I go, hey, check this out. This is what I want you to see. This is important. Write this down, right? Fluctuate the voice. Vary your tone. Very important. Use vocal and flex and flex. Oh, let's do it again. Use vocal inflections to convey enthusiasm and keep the audience engaged. Avoid speaking in a monotone bueller voice, which can be monotonous. Okay. We want to make sure we enjoy all of those things there. And then I'm going to ask you guys another question here in just a second. What's the let's let's bring this up here really quick because I want to make sure I get this question on. Kevin said, what are you talking about, Kevin? So let's see. He said, what's the matter with hair hounds? It brings flavor. Yeah, I guess you're not gonna cook with it though, right? Are you? Are you gonna cook with it? So you do that. All right. So keep that vocal tone going. How do you fix your monotone voice? You practice. Every once in a while, you just bring your inflection up. You can still talk regular, but you want to bring it up. You want to make sure you do all of those things there. Okay. Emphasize. You want to make sure not to rush through content. Pause strategically certain places that allow your audience to absorb the information because you just gave them great information, but you want to make sure that they observe it. Okay. You want to make sure that they get it. All right. Another thing that I was doing, for an example, the other day, and we can see this here live as we do this as well now, is check this out here as well. All of the comments, look how they're now starting to form and come down as you're typing. Here's another option that I do. Right. So now I can have comments come on the screen like this. So, for an example, type something again for me and watch as what you type now comes down and floats down onto the screen. Whether it's an emoji, whether it's anything like this, it makes it so cool. There we go. What can you expect from snail eaters anyway, right? But now that's more interactive. People get to see that, and then it comes onto the screen and they see their comments coming on screen like this. And they want to be a part of it more, right? They get to see that flow as everything else starts to come down. So just another great example of how you can implement these kind of things again to making you feel more comfortable. Because as people engage more, you get more enthused. But if you feel like they're not there, that's one of the things that can start to make you lose a little bit of that energy. We're almost done here. We are almost done, and we're going to get right into it. Yeah, let's stop here with the bonus content. We don't need to go more into that there. I want to kind of share and ask you one more thing here. One of the great things I love trying out as well is my winning wheel. So let's see here. We got people who put in the chat who won. Look at me, I won. Yay. Right. So everyone who commented in the chat will get their name put inside here, and then it's a winning wheel. And then you can tell them what to win, right? So they don't get the name put in here unless they comment. Ta-da! Ooh, look how smooth that is, right? So I'm enjoying that right there. Let's see. Do I have another one that I can do? Text. So we can put text in the chat. So everything that you've been typing, look what happens, right? It comes onto the screen. So now people get to see what they typed and everything start to get onto the screen right here, right? So that's one of the great things about that. I absolutely love it. Let's try it again. Let's try it again really quick. So you can do it again. So let's see now. Let's see. Yeah, I know you. I know you are. Let's see. Let's see. Does it come to me again? Look at that. Woo. And so imagine if you're doing something interactive and now you're going to give away a prize, a ebook, PDF, something. So now it keeps them involved just like this. So I think that's pretty much it for this one. Let's see. Maybe I could do word clouds. Let's see. Wonder clouds. All right. Wonder words. All right. So again, as you type, the words then start to appear in here. So let's try it again. Hit me with something. Let me type something in here. Love. I'm just put love, right? Booyah. Then that shows up. Yay, I won. So again, another example of how we can make these interactive. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you all. I sincerely appreciate all of your help with this here, and I hope some people got some great information out of these here that you could be able to use. You could be able to apply. Yeah, I know. Right? So you could be able to apply some of this into what you want to do. Let's see. Mike just said, or Hounds. I'm assuming it's Mike there. But this is the most we've ever heard line talk. Yeah. I'm very straightforward, straight to the point kind of person. I want to be able to get, as much information out with the least words as possible, which is my kind of thing there, right? So there's an example. Yes, it is he. It is he. So that is just a quick thing that I'm using, and I will also tell you guys, especially since you kind of know what I do. Um, for the most part of everything you're seeing here, it is not being, well, partly, but it's not being done with Ecamm, right? So this is something I'm going to be working at to show people how to do some of these stuff here, so they're able to bring some of these things into the page and into stuff like that, right? So, all right, that is it, gentlemen. Unless anyone has any further questions, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And I got a couple other network meetings and then one more coaching session I got to go and teach someone. Like, meow, question mark. This is so cool. I'm actually loving this even more. So but yeah. Oh, let me try an emoji one. If you type in an emoji, let's see what happens. I don't know how to do emojis. Can you do an emoji? How do you do an emoji? Oh, wait, I think I know. Let's see. Let's see. Can I do that? Ooh, no. Yeah, let me try that. Can I do the eyes? Does the eyes show up? Oh yeah, it showed up. Look at that. That's cool. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. React to the performer with an emoji. All right. Ah, very cool. I've got some great ideas that I think I can implement this to keep the engagement up. I'm loving this. Thank you very much for any help. And also, make sure you check out Hounds of Business. Like I told you guys before, great support, great people. And if you're looking for a positive place to be, I think, Mike, when is your session? Don't you have one coming up? You can place it in the chat. Make sure you guys go check this out. Um, I forget, Thursday maybe. Check it out. Make sure you put the link in there as well, so people can do that. So appreciate that. Oh, and then look at this. I just created this earlier today as well. Well, not today, like 2 days ago actually. But I kind of made some adjustments. But when I'm going live, I'm going to probably start using this here. Check this out. Oh no, let me go back to the first page so you guys can see it. Here we go. Oh yeah. I don't know. I just be experimenting with things. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. If there's no more comments or any questions, I will see you guys later. I gotta get ready to go and get another training session on. And oh, who remembers MySpace? I'm gonna be doing this. I just talk sometimes. I have now my new MySpace that I'm gonna be making to place my top 8. So there it goes, right? Oh man, I'm taking it back. So your picture can be here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you. I don't want to keep talking. I talk too much. I do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. Line Flood, VCA Academy. I teach you the art of going live. I want you to look, sound, and perform more professional on camera, and that is why I do what I do, baby.